I just got back from a day of doing 7 back-to-back second interviews to launch our Manchester office. I absolutely love interviews, not only because I'm an employer, but because I used to be an employee. I really try and make the interview experience a 10 out of 10 from their perspective as well. But I learn so much every single time I interview for an accounting role. And so today I'm going to be talking to you all about how to ace an accounting interview from someone who has done accounting interviews and been offered jobs, but also as somebody who does back-to-back interviewing for my very own scaling practice. So before we get stuck into today's video, I just wanted to say welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, I am so excited that you have found my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a disruptor in the accounting industry. I am disrupting what it means to be an accountant, what it feels like to have an accountant, and disrupting the concept that you can't scale a business to 7 figures without losing yourself. Before we get stuck into today's video, I want to say a very big thank you to today's sponsor. So this video is sponsored by the CPAA. CPAA is a not-for-profit professional membership organisation focused on practicing accountants in the UK. They provide amazing tools to help you build a successful practice, ranging from their member insurance scheme all of the way through to a comprehensive programme of professional CPD webinars and seminars, which are all included in their membership fee. They also do loads of work to represent in the interests of accounting practitioners, actively engaging with HMRC and Treasury on issues which affect our profession. To find out more about the CPAA and to make an application for membership, you can visit their website using the link in the description of this video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about how you can ace your accounting interview. It does not matter if you are seasoned and you are trying to get a promotion, or if this is your very first accounting interview. So let's kick off by talking about nerves. We need to open this conversation, and I'm going to start this video by being very honest. Any interview can be nerve-wracking, and it can be a nerve-wracking experience. You are meeting new people, you want to impress them, and ultimately you want to secure the role that you're hoping for. And so when these nerves start to sink in, take a deep breath and remember these points. First up, everyone in the room will be feeling exactly the same. You are not alone. Secondly, you've already landed an interview. That means that your CV and any initial interview stages have shown that you've got the skills that the recruitment team or the decision maker are looking for. Go into that interview room remembering this to help boost your own confidence in your own ability, experience, and education. So when you're trying to overcome the interview nerves, try to remember that it's not just what you're saying, but it's also how you're saying it. Speak clearly, stand tall, try to make good eye contact with the interviewer, like I'm doing with you guys now, and try to not fidget about too much. Not only will you be demonstrating your confidence to the interviewer, but you'll also be proving to your mind that there is nothing to worry about too, helping those nerves to slip away. My second point is to know your why. In the world of accounting and finance, there are so many routes into a certain career, and there are so many firms and businesses to choose from. The person interviewing you is going to want to know why you've chosen their firm in particular to interview at, and why this role stands out to you. Hopefully you are interviewing with this firm because you've researched it and you feel like your professional goals and values align with the company's. You're passionate about their mission or excited about the type of clients that they work with. Show your interviewer that you've done that research too for some extra bonus points. You can check out the company's website or social media in advance to find out any recent updates or exciting developments that you can chat about or ask questions about specifically. So as somebody who does these interviews all the time, this piece on know your why and sort of a values-driven piece is very important to me personally. So in every single interview, we go through our core values as a firm, and I specifically ask the people that I'm interviewing, what are your core values? Do you know the core values of the firm you currently work for? Is that because they have core values, or is that because you don't know them? What are your core values? How much do they align with mine? And actually, how much thought are you putting into your mission and your values? Next up, I'm going to be talking about preparing for common questions. The tips we've covered so far will be really helpful when you're preparing for an interview in any sector. But let's look more now specifically at the accounting industry. There will always be a handful of questions that will be asked in most accounting role interviews. Thanks to Google, part of your interview preparation can include finding out what the most common questions are in your specific industry or practice. Spend a bit of time researching the typical accounting interview questions, and then preparing what you would roughly say in response to this question in your head. Ultimately, remember that there's no guarantee that these questions will be asked, so spending hours preparing scripted answers to a particular question and then trying to memorize them won't get you too far. But simply having an awareness of the types of questions that might come up and having a consideration for what you might say in response will really help you to deliver your answers in your interview in a much more confident way. Next up, we're doing a deep dive into communication and consultation skills. So because of what we covered so far, you might now have the perfect answers ready for your technical accounting questions, but your interviewer is going to be looking beyond the numbers. After all, a role in accounting is about so much more than spreadsheets and data. So can you summarize financial information in an easy way for clients to understand? Can you prepare a really well presented report or pitch deck? Make sure in your interview that you are demonstrating that you've got the communication and the written skills to be able to take on these types of tasks that sit outside the normal skill set of accounting. The interviewer will also want to make sure that you've got really strong communication skills, because ultimately you will need to communicate with your new team and your new clients. So as soon as you arrive at the office, make sure that your communication skills are shining. Be polite to staff, sociable with other candidates, and greet your interviewer with a handshake. Incredibly easy, but could be the make or break in your interview. So follow these tips to make sure that your next interview you are the ideal candidate. And that's a wrap. Today we have covered how to beat the nerves, how to do a deep dive into technical questions, getting ready for questions that will come up, and soft skills, which will have answered all of your questions on how to ace an accounting interview. Please do let me know in the comment section what you found the most helpful. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I hope to see you again very soon.